Alright, time for more memeage. I built a spider build. Now when I think of spiders, I think of the jumping spider, as is in my thumbnail. Terminus Est, the best flicker strike weapon in the game, and by best, I mean the easiest to use. There's others that are significantly better, but if you want frenzy charges, use Terminus, you're gonna be great. I got one with a maximum critical strike chance, using a 4-set maximum spider, and some rings to give me resistances. This to give me a free discipline. I mostly got this because hits against enemies, nearby enemies have 50% increased critical strike chance. Figured that's pretty good if I'm going to be doing crits. Got heavy belt. Now I'm rocking a double flicker setup. Now with multi-strike, it doesn't work with Vol Flicker Strike. So it makes your Vol Flicker Strike weaker. So I'm rocking Flicker Strike on 2 different 6-links. Obviously I can amp the damage up over here if I wanted to rework some of the colors and put one more green. But as it stands, I am using MAME, which is not going to be the strongest support gem here. It'd be better if I had one more green so I could put close combat on there. But I don't really want to mess with it. It's fine as it is. It's just a meme. I'm not taking it seriously. This is how I pathed. I'm going Trickster just because Trickster has +2 to Frenzy charges. That's the only reason. And I was already a Trickster and didn't want to spend a bunch of regrets to turn it into an Assassin. Assassin probably is more thematic. You know, Assassin, jumping spider, jumping out and killing people. But, you know, jumping spiders are also tricky. So Trickster works, right? Am I right? We got a lot of polymath going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 polymaths for 33% more damage. That is all. I think it's probably it's a million damage about. Let's start with whoa. I was gonna start with that map, but I put it in the wrong place. Let's start with just a regular old atoll. At level 97, it really doesn't take a lot to make a T16 farmer. Basically, every build can be a T16 farmer, essentially. Well, that just flicker striked me right into there. Alright, you guys ready to go crazy? I'm gonna hit this Vol Flicker Strike and we're gonna go places. Okay, we didn't go that many places. Sometimes that shit will take you to the middle of fucking nowhere. But that time, it was rather contained. It was nice and pretty. I already feel sick. You know the build's good when you feel nauseous while playing it. I'm sure you guys feel nauseous watching this video. Not so much from the flicker strike, but from the sound of my voice. From the dumb shit that I say. From the cancer of the builds that I create. It's like a virus. I need to kill more enemies to get Vol Flicker Strike on this guy. Give me my Vol Flicker Strike and I'll turn around. I'm too far past him. He was probably crit resistant. It's not enough to kill the bosses. Now, if you're going to make this build seriously, obviously you don't want to use a meme spider variation of it. But if you do this build seriously, you can get Vol Flicker Strike to basically kill all the bosses. Maybe even kill all the tough enemies you come across. But this is just for the memes, so it doesn't kill the bosses. We could probably kill a strong yellow enemy. Maybe a Essence. Never mind, Essence enemies usually have more health than freaking bosses. So probably can't take out your average essence. Maybe a weak essence it could take out. This map was tilted a little differently than usual. That is an atoll. Let us run just a rare map, because I have a ton of these, and it's also an atoll, I think. And then after this, we'll run a green boss just for the memeage. The best way to play Flicker Strike is zoomed. If you're not playing Flicker Strike zoomed, are you really playing Flicker Strike? Because you totally know where you're at when you play Flicker Strike zoomed. You know what's going on. You know where the shrines are. And everything is just super groovy. This is how the game was meant to be played. It really was. Yeah, that's the behead support. I got a fire thing on me. I don't know exactly what that does, but, you know, it looks good. Oh, that is fantastic. Zoomies. And I hate to say it, the build works. It does work. It's memey, and its damage is low. But if you want a T16 farmer, it works. Now, this isn't perfectly thematic. Flicker Strike does work for this build as a theme for the jumping spider. But it doesn't quite work for all of the gear. You really want to be using spells mostly for this set piece, I guess you'll call it. The spider set. You want to be using spells just because of the helmet. It adds chaos damage to spells. And I'm not using spells. So if I really wanted to meme out with this, I'd use cast on crit with the MEMES MEMES ring? MEMES? Where projectiles are fired randomly, and then they return. And then a chaos spell. Probably... I don't have that ring, so that's why I didn't do this. But you probably want... Is it Soul Rend? Is this a projectile? Projectile. Let's take a look at Soul Rend. Yes. Soul Rend, shooting in all directions and returning on you on a cast on crit. So it'll look like a spider web. So if we take this staff here, assuming I still have... Oh, that's not staff. If you take this staff here, you put on this Soul Rend. Let's do greater multiple projectiles. Greater multiple projectiles right there. Imagine that on a cast on crit, and then having each one of these returning. It would look like a spider web. It really would. So that would be how you full meme this build. But I'm not full meming. I'm like 75% meming. Now let's run Poison Boy. Now I think I've been running blue buff and red buff intermittently. I started with blue buff, got I think 12 divines total from blue buff. Then I've been running red buff. Red buff just gives you a bucket of cheap currency. So in my opinion, starting red buff at the beginning and then switching to blue buff is probably the way to go. Because you get tired of picking all that stuff up. I mean, my thumbs are literally like sore from the amount I've been playing this game and using them. And picking up shit doesn't help any. It's just very satisfying to use Vol Flicker Strike. I laugh every time because you just go fucking everywhere. You go ham sauce everywhere you need to be. It is disappointing that my poison damage is super low. It's basically not even really a part of the build. If I don't kill them all, I just leave. I don't want to search. I don't want to search around for one little enemy. What kind of bonuses we got here? Scarabs? I'm alright with that. Itsy bitsy spider, he flipped up on the bitch. Have you ever wanted to not be in control of your build? That's what this does. Let Jesus take the wheel. Jesus is a jumping spider named Jesus. But if you're American, it's Jesus. Come on. Good. I needed to die because I wasn't about to go into that boss without my Vol Flicker Strike ready. I charge that up. I am about at capacity for how much I can play Flicker Strike. I feel it in my head. I feel it in my bones. The nausea is about to kick in. I don't even think I'm able to kill these guys. They got something that's wrecking me. I don't know if they're avoiding my evasion. Oh, I think it's all damage poisons. And I'm very susceptible to poison. That's the good thing about being level 97. Is you don't care about experience anymore. You just die over and over and over again. Hopefully they kill me again, because I don't really want to fight this boss. I think I've done enough to demonstrate the meme. Good. The last portal has been used. Yep. I would have fought that boss, but I used up all the portals. Let's get out of control. Let's do the hardest thing to do with Flicker Strike. Maybe not the hardest thing. Hardest thing to do with Flicker Strike is not to throw up. The next hardest thing is to try to effectively run a delve. Let's see where Vol Flicker Strike throws me in the delve. I'm guessing it's going to throw me into the darkness. I'm going to be playing the game like normal, and then boom, I'm in the darkness. Alright. I want a Vol Flicker, but I want enough enemies. Oh, it teleported me forward appropriately. That was cool. I was expecting to go into no man's land. I mean, Vol Flicker Strike is still very cancer for Dell. And just for like... It's like watching Avatar in 3D. You're gonna get sick. Alright. That is the meme. Let's take a look at, just real quick on the tree. I didn't even show the main reason I went to do this meme. Strike skills target 2 additional nearby enemies. That's pretty freaking cool. I'm probably going to use that in a lot of different ways, but for now, it's just Flicker Strike. Now, I was going to do Viper Strike and find a cool claw, but all the claws are really expensive. And this build, I mean, I got this bad boy for 5C, and then got a corrupted 6-link for almost nothing. This was 1 divine for a 6 white, 6-link. This was 5C, 5C, and 5C. And I already had both of these just kind of lingering around. This was 20C. Not a lot of people like Discipline reserving no reservation. So total build, we're looking at like a divine and 30C. Everything else I already had. So a divine and 30C is pretty well spent for a nice little meme. That is all.